Got it right? Shalom, shalom. Let's start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Paul Elohim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Barakatah. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwak that's listening in. Yahweh Rakazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. The brother Shawab One back at you with another lesson, right, with the brother Kasad. And the title of this lesson is called All Deities Shall Be Confounded, right? And, you know, we understand that the only power, grab Deuteronomy 32, right? Where it speaks about how there's no God beside him, right? There's only one power in this world, man. That's in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? So anything after that, all right, is all false deity at the end of the day, okay? So the brother's going to bring it out, Deuteronomy 32nd chapter, okay? Now we're going to, and then we'll get into the lesson. You know, we'll go into different accounts of when gods were confounded and things like that, all right, in spirit. All right, this is Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy 32nd. Whoa, that's spiritual right there. Hornets. Lots of give me 1 second. And there is no God beside him. Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. Another one in Isaiah that says that. 39. All right. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. That's when it says Isaiah, right? Yeah. It's all right. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. See, so the Lord said, see now that I am even he, I am. All right, that's what Yahweh means. I am, he exists. Okay? It says, and there is no God with me. Right, all right, because there's no God besides Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. That's the only true power of the earth. We have to have the understanding that the Lord Yahushua created all these deities of these false gods because he's the creator of all things, man. Right? We have to have a balance of good and evil. Okay, so he had to have people that worship him, and he had people that had to go against him. All right, which if you don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, you are antichrist. All right, like it tells you in the second John. All right, which the brother is about to bring out there real quick. All right, this is Isaiah 44 and 8. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Yea, are even my witness. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God, I know not any. Yeah, you see, there's no God besides Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because go to Exodus, what is that? Exodus 20. All right, I believe that's what the commandment is at. Yeah. All right, Exodus 20, and it tells you what's the first thing, man. All right, Exodus 20 and 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy power, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Yeah, so the house of bondage is what? Egypt. All right, because we was in bondage in Egypt, just like we are in bondage today in spiritual Egypt, which is America. Okay, go ahead.
says, verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy power am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
See, yeah. The Lord brings judgment every third and fourth generation. Okay, because every third and fourth generation we are reincarnated, man. So we come back to get judged. All right. As a matter of fact, if you could grab real quick, Second Ezra, I think it's the 14th chapter. All right, and it tells you what, that when we that we will die and then we will live again. All right, when the judgment shall come upon us. Okay, so it says it in it says yeah.
All right, Second Ezra 14 and 35. After death, okay. Second Ezra 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your heart, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. And after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
See, we live reincarnation. So after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. So that third and fourth generation, which says like 120 years around there, you are reincarnated, man. All right, and then that's when your judgment comes. That's why this right here is that last captivity, because this is the last judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon the people, man. All right, of our people, because the heathens are going to be judged forever. You see, for us, this is our last captivity, man, and this is the last judgment we're going through. So when you are going through trials and tribulations, death, sickness, and all those things, that's because the Lord is judging us for our past life, man, the things that we have done, right?
Yeah. Why do you think sometimes babies are born blind and deaf, and sometimes they're born all discombobulated? All right. Well, tell me, what was the reason why that baby? What did that baby do to deserve like that? Nothing, man. That's because he was wicked in his past life, man. So when people are born blind and deaf, it's because he was wicked in their past life, man. They're paying for something they did in their past life.
Let me grab this real quick. This is Exodus 23 and 13. Grab Baruch 4. All right, this is Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Right? See, so we're not even supposed to fix our mouth to say these other deities, man. When we're on the highways and hedges, and we got to preach, to the people about, Caesar Borgia, man. We really don't like to, but we have to do it because they have more understanding. All right, they don't know who Yahweh Shai is yet, so we have to break them out of that stronghold of that Jesus. Okay, all right, go ahead. Bring it forward. Bring it from the top.
All right, Baruch 4. All right, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
That's right. So that's why, if you follow the commandments, and the first commandment was that thou shalt not worship any other God, all right, you have life, man, because you're following in the ways of the Lord. Okay, go ahead.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Right. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known to us, made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations.
This is why we always went into captivity, man. We were sold to the nations. Why?
Not for your destruction.
Yeah, because the Lord doesn't have thrill in destroying us, man. We are His people. We're chosen, His property, man. His valued, peculiar people, man. All right. So He has no thrill in putting us down. All right. But He said, not for our destruction, but what?
But because you moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies.
Why?
For ye provoked Him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
You see? So every time we went into captivity and we got our ass whooped, man, it's because we were worshiping onto devils, man. Same thing. See, when the time came that we were in the dark ages, we were ruling, what ended up happening? Eventually, we went off. See? We had a chance to rule for 1,000 years, which that was basically just a taste of what we were going to get, not even close to what we're really going to receive. But then we ended up falling away and following after the heathens, man. And that's when they what? They sought to paint the likeness of their images. They brought Christianity to us. Okay, they started bringing white Jesus and all that, whitewashing everything. Okay, and then our people were fell for the okie doke when they came with it. Okay, go ahead.
Ever since Solomon's sin, man, we've been done up out here, man. All right. So it says, verse 7, for ye provoked Him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
That's right.
For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion.
That's right.
The Most High has brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who the sins of my children am left desolate, because they depart from the law of the Most High.
Exactly. So they departed from the law, and the main thing that they departed from was what? Worshiping onto other devils, man. Worshiping and sacrificing onto deities that the Lord did not get onto us. You see? Now jump into Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. Okay.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12.
You know what? Stop from the top.
Okay. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 1. Again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging wave, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him.
Yeah, because the Lord said what? In Exodus, man, that we shall not have any graven images made out of wood, stone, okay? Any of that. Go ahead.
For verily desire of gain devised that, and the workman built it by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, governeth it. For thou hast made a way in the sea, and a safe path in the waves, showing that thou canst save from all danger, yea, though a man went to sea without ark. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved.
Yeah, because what is going on right now is the Lord is comparing Noah's piece of wood to wooden images. You see, Noah's piece of wood that was created through Salakia brothers, that's all Esau right now, just fucking with our live right now. Yeah, Esau hurt. He said it. He always hurt, man.
Always hurt, bruh.
All right, so going back, Salakia. All right, going back.
All right, let's read it from the top. All right.
Yeah, you know what? Give me 1 second. Hold on real quick. Yeah, go ahead, keep reading. So what I was saying is he was comparing Noah's piece of wood to an actual graven image that was made out of wood. All right. So Noah's piece of wood was righteous because that was made through the spirit of the Lord. All right. He believed that that piece of wood was going to save him because the Lord said that that wood was going to save him.
Yeah, and it's not like he was worshiping the wood.
Exactly.
Right? The Most High told him to make that, man.
That's right.
So he could be saved from the waters, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So continue.
Verse 6, Wisdom of Solomon 14. All right. For in the old time, also when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by the hand escaped in a weak vessel and left to all ages a seed of generation.
Yeah, because even our people, the Nepal, all right, the giants that were in those days, right? Those were the ones that were pristine, man, to the Lord. But even us went off, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord destroyed our earth with the flood, and He only preserved 8 people, man. Okay, to continue on the legacy of our people. Okay, go ahead.
For blessed is the word whereby righteousness cometh.
You see, blessed is the word where righteousness cometh. So if it's of the Lord, all right, through the Spirit, okay, then it's righteous. But these people weren't doing it of the Lord. They were doing it out of their own vain hearts. They were doing it out of their own understanding of things. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed as well it.
That's why the Lord tells you not to bring a cursed thing into your house. All right, you got our people that'll walk around with a fucking Caesar Borgia sitting on the cross. They'll put candles with Caesar Borgia, Virgin Mary's, Guadalupe's, all types of crazy shit. All right, but their whole house is cursed, man, because you're not supposed to bring a cursed thing into your home, or unless you be cursed like it. Go ahead.
As he that made it, he, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
Yeah, so the person that made it, all right, is more corruptible than the ones that are worshiping it because he made it. All right, but your judgment is just as bad because you're still not supposed to serve any other deity. You're not supposed to call upon no other God. All right, go ahead.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High.
Woo. Go ahead.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
You see? Woo. So they both, the worshiper and the one that's the creator of the deity that was worshipped, they're both an abomination unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. All right, go ahead.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, all these idols come from the Gentiles. Now, this is not speaking about the Gentiles of our people, but of these Gentiles of these heathens. Exactly. So the other nations always serve us God because they know that we are the only people that have the true power. The Lord is not dealing with these other nations because these other nations are what? Spittle onto him. So the heathens created graven images for you to worship because they have no God.
Yeah. They felt left out, so now they gotta make it. Now they gotta make their own shit.
Exactly.
All right. They know that they don't have a heavenly Father, so they gotta create their own and make themselves feel, you know.
Yeah, and what happens is that the Lord gives them what? That strong delusion to make them believe. He'll even make the deities make you feel like the deities is doing their job and everything, but they're really not, man. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling block to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
You see? So he's gonna visit the Gentiles deities, which are all gonna be confounded. All right. Why? Because they were all made stumbling blocks onto the souls of men. And who did it really make a stumbling block onto? It made a stumbling block onto Yasharala, man. All right? That's why they believe in Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhism, 5%er. You see, all that comedic bullshit.
They don't know that they're worshiping ancient deities, man.
That's right. And
Ancient
exactly.
idols from the old ancient world, man. That just been put a whole different face on it, man. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Cesare Borgia, that goes all the way back to the Rapist Christians, man. All right? That's bugged out doctrine right there. All right? So it says, verse 12, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
You see, the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. Okay? Spiritual fornication is what? You worship another god. Okay, go ahead.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Yeah, that's why our life is all fucked up. Because believe it or not, those deities carry a vibration. Yeah. So by you touching them, you have hella demons on you, which opens the doors for other demons to mess with you. And you start going off, committing adultery. It was caused by these idols, man. Because people that commit adultery and shit like that, back in the day, they used to worship shit like Bacchus, you know what I'm saying? Revelry and shit like that, all right? And partying, orgy gods and shit like that. Ishtar, the god of fertility, all of that, all right?
Which is, represents having a lot of sex and all that, man.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right, so it says, for neither were they from the beginning.
Yeah, they were never from the beginning, man.
Right.
All right, they were never there. Why? Because only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai stands.
Right.
Go ahead.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
See? And that's why they're all going to be confounded. The Lord in these last days about to show you who the real true power is, man.
That's right.
And you see it now because you see all these other nations calling upon their gods and ain't shit happening. You see the Christians out here that are our people calling on Jesus, but ain't being saved. You see brothers out there standing in the name of the Lord. Police will come mess with you. Don't even get to, they won't even take you in. You see? Why? Because you're protected by the angels, because you got the real true name of the Lord, man. Right. All right? Anything that tries to intervene with this word, if you have the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, it ain't cutting it, man. All right? The Lord's going to stop that ASAP. That's why we can go out there and preach how we preach, and people hate it that much, but you know what? We still out there every single day because we're walking in the name of the Lord. But now you see all these false-ass Christians getting arrested and shit like that, and people will be like, oh, that's part of the persecution. Nah, nigga. Because if you had the Lord wouldn't have let you do that. He wouldn't have let you fall into the hands of the enemy, man. But because you're worshiping on Jesus and all that shit, now the Lord is giving you up into the enemy's hands. You end up getting locked up. Now you're sitting in jail trying to call upon Jesus still, and you're still in there 30 days later. Because the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. But go ahead.
Just to say, when there's 2 or 3 in my name, I am there also.
That's right. I'm in the midst of these. Hold on, let me see what the brother got. He got a preset. This is Jeremiah 2:28, and it says, "For where are thy gods that thou hast made, that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah." It says 2 and 31. 2 and 31. Grab what is that? Judges 13 and 10 and 13, I believe. Go and call upon the gods which you have chosen. All right. This is Jeremiah 2 and 31. It says, "O generation, see ye that the word of Yahweh have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness. Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee." You see, our people don't want to deal with the Lord, man. They really love worshiping these other deities and think that they're getting benefits out of it, man. But remember, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, so the wicked continues to get
whatever they want on this side because this is their world, man. That's why it says in Ecclesiastes 8:13 that they continue to keep doing wrong because they get away with it. All right, roughly paraphrasing it. You see? And the more they keep getting away with it, they think that they're never gonna be touched. Okay? This is Isaiah 65:3. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which they say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, fire that burneth all the day. Whew.
Yeah, y'all out there eating that soup raw. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
All right, this is Judges 10 and I start at 12. All right, the Zidonians also and the Amalekites and the Moabites did oppress you, and ye cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Yeah, so when the time comes in these last days, you're going to have to call upon the gods you've been calling this whole entire time. Let's see if they're going to actually save you. Right. You see? And they're not, because the only thing that can save you is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay?
Grab Mama Kiki. Go ahead. All right. No, that's it. All right, yeah, that's it.
Go ahead. I have another one in mind real quick. But go back to Wisdom of Solomon.
All right.
We was at 14 and 12 around there. Yeah.
So it says Wisdom of Solomon 14 and I start at 12 again here. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. All right, that's why the Lord said we played the harlot, man. All right, the Lord called the nation of Israel a harlot, man. Called us a whore. All right, because we went and the Most High looked at us like his woman, man, and we serve other gods. It's like being in bed with other gods, man. The Lord called us a whore, man. All right. So it says the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning.
Yeah, so this is an account that the Lord is giving you. He said there was a father afflicted with an untimely mourning because his son had died. And what did he start doing? He started worshiping his son. And his son was dead, which is going to explain. Go ahead.
When he has made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god.
That's why you're not supposed to get names of the dead on your body. All right, you're not supposed to put names on your body. Period. You're not supposed to take pictures and tattoo pictures of your children on your face because that's a way of worshiping God, man.
Scarring yourself.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Which was
watch your faces. I'm about to put a piece of wood in there.
Verse I'll start at 15 again. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he has made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. All right. Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom growing strong was kept as law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings. All right.
Yeah, see, that's it, and that's what's happening today.
Yep.
The kings of this earth are commanding you to worship Caesar Borgia. You see, to fall into Christianity and Catholicism and all that. Okay, just like it. What did they do when what was it in Daniel when every time they rang the bell they had to worship the God and they had to eat the food of the king's portion and all that. Yeah. See, they were forcing them in that time to do the same exact thing, man, to worship onto their God.
And that's why they threw him in the lions.
Exactly. And then, and as a matter of fact, that's where you get Bell and the Dragon, because that's a continuation from those chapters. You see,
we took it out in the middle of that chapter,
which we're gonna go into that. All right, also, Lord willing.
All right,
go ahead.
So it says, verse 16, thus in process of time, an ungodly custom growing strong was kept as law, and that also goes to these holidays that the society keeps, man. All right, like Christmas and Easter, those are all ungodly customs, and they're kept as laws because they're marked on the calendar, man.
That's right.
All right. So it says, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. All right, because during these holidays that we celebrate in the society, all right, y'all put up graven images during the time of these holidays, man.
Mm-hmm. Putting a Christmas tree in the middle of your living room, that's you putting a phallus, man.
Yeah.
All right, that shit all represents an actual penis. The wreath represents a vagina. All right, the balls that you put on the on the tree are testicles. The lint is supposed to represent the jizz and all that extra shit. Yeah, this shit is crazy as hell when you really break it down, man.
Yeah.
But see, these people don't have no clue. They think that I'm just doing it for the kids. All right, well, by you doing it for the kids, the Lord gonna take your kids. You see?
Why the Lord said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That's right.
All right. So verse 17, it says, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off.
Yeah, they couldn't so like it says whom man could not honor in presence, all right, because they were far off. Yeah, because they're not real. Okay? Go ahead.
All right. It says they took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present.
Go ahead.
Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
Yeah, the artificer is the one that created the graven image. So he got a what? He makes it more ignorant by making it superstitious. You see, make it in a month, making it a holiday, telling you have to do this and all that. That's them believing in their superstition. Okay, go ahead.
For he peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion.
Yeah, so here it is that our people have some type of knowledge and they have that zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. So because they don't have the knowledge, they have the zeal, so they're making an idol thinking that it's in the name of the Lord, but it's really not, man. You see? Go ahead, read that one more time.
All right. For he peradventure, willing to please one in authority,
pleasing one in authority, all right, which going back to what? The king's telling them the commandment. Well, I want you to worship this idol. Okay, and this is what happens. Go ahead.
Force all his skill to make the resemblance of the best
fashion, which when you really break it down, all right, it's going to keep going. As a matter of fact, keep reading.
All right. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man.
And as a matter of fact, reading that 19, that he made it to the best of his fashion. Grab real quick. I'll grab it because you on that real quick. Hold on. This is First Maccabees 3 and 48. All right, and it says what? It says, and they laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So going back into this, all right, they wanted to make it to the best resemblance to the best fashion, but the king was giving them what? They were giving them different deities. All right, in the time of the Maccabees, this is when they brought Jesus Christo, all right, Serapis Christos, and they made it to the best of his ability, all right, and that's why they made it. They basically they took it from what Caesar Borgia and painted his ass anyway.
Caesar Borgia,
Exactly. So, and then that's how you ended up getting what? You end up getting Jesus. Okay, so go ahead.
It says, and so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And this was an occasion to deceive the world.
Yeah, see, again, what I just read, in the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images, because what did they do? They took the truth of the Lord and turned it into a lie, man. And then they started to believe that this was it. Okay, just like, read that again.
All right. And this was an occasion to deceive the world.
You see, to deceive the world with all these different false ass deities and gods. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the scriptures also say the devil has deceived the whole world. How
That's right.
That? By putting the image of Cesare Borgia.
That's right. That's why it says that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges, man. He covered the face of the judges, man, to show you these false deities and gods. Go ahead.
All right. For men serving either calamity or tyranny, all right, did ascribe unto stones and stocks and incommunicable names. All right. Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Yeah, because they read that one more time.
All right. Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Yep. Hold on, real quick. Let me grab this real quick. What number is that? Verse 22. Let me grab this real quick. This is man, I should have had you read it in actual in the GNT, because the GNT is that's it, boy. Yeah. But this is 22. It says one thing led to another. It was not enough to be wrong about the knowledge of Yahweh. They lived in a state of evil warfare, but they were so ignorant that they called it peace. You see, they were in an ignorant state of mind, and they were still trying to call it straight peace, man. It says they murdered children in their initiation rituals. Grab Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 4. Okay, as a matter of fact, take it from the top. All right. It says they murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices. They no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. You see, this is all the things by you worshiping idols, what it leads to. You see, the Lord is showing you right here. All right, as a matter of fact, raise that real quick.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 1. All right. For thy uncorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore, castest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance, wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord.
Yeah, and that's why the Lord has a small remnant, and he was always going to put them into remembrance, man, of who they were. Okay, even though we went off and fell off, all right, because it was meant for us to go off, all right, the Lord will always bring us back into remembrance of who his true power was. Because at the end of the day, only the 1/3 is going to believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead.
For it was thy will to destroy by the hand of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices.
See? Go ahead.
And also those merciless murders of children and devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood.
Yeah, don't you see cannibalism happening now? Don't you see all these rituals and sacrifices being done with music? People being, just like in the ancient time, they were making sacrifices onto Baal and all that, throwing their children in the fire. Okay, they're still doing the same shit. Abortions, all right? It's like you throwing your child to Baal in the fire. Okay. Then it said what? Wicked sacrifice. Then it said devours a man's flesh. And then feast of blood. You see these devils doing that now. Adrenochrome. Taking children and draining their blood and drinking it to keep themselves looking healthy and shit. All right, which they're really not. Okay. That's why when they stop doing that shit, they look like fucking demons, boy.
Yeah.
They look drained out, sucked up, like they have no life in them and no spirit, because they don't. Exactly. All right, go ahead.
It says, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that kill with their own hands, souls destitute of help.
Yeah, because you had our own people with just giving up their children like it wasn't their children. Okay, they didn't give a shit. All right, so go ahead, go back to all right. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let me finish reading it in the GNT. Okay, get ready. Wisdom of Solomon 13 in the GNT though, because it gives it nice and plain. You know what I'm saying? So going back to where I was at, I'll finish reading this off. It says, they murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices. They no longer kept their lives or their marriage pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. Everything was a complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, sexual perversion, broken marriages, adultery, and immorality. You see, this is what happens when you deal with these other gods, man. These things come upon you, man. Okay? And it says the worship of idols, whose names should never be spoken, is the beginning and the end and the cause of the result of every evil. Whew. It says people who worship them lose control of themselves. You see? So when people worship these idols, nigga, they lose control of their spirit. What does the scripture say? He that has no rule of the spirit is like a city with broken down walls, man. Now you're susceptible to all these demons that are lurking all over the place, man. And then they hop up on you, which you get what? A legion of demons, which means thousands and thousands of demons, man. Okay? See, they don't feel it because they have nothing but demons on them and they're a demon themselves. But when you come into this truth and you cleanse yourself and you get healed, you're going to feel what the real demons is about. That's why the Lord said, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. Because now the real demons is going to come mess with you. All right? You already have a million demons when you acting wicked. So it doesn't feel like they're bothering you. That's why I said earlier, they feel like they're at peace. You feel me? They feel like they're at peace with their demons. Yeah, because you make them friends with your sins, nigga. Yeah. Exactly. Go ahead.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 13 in the GNT.
Oh, my bad. Was I on the last part? Yeah, I was on the last part. My bad. Hold on. I had a little bit more. I'm trying to get it out before they cut my ass off because I got 2% on this battery. All right. Give me 1 second. Loading back up. Somehow it left. All right. Going back, and it says, they worship the worship of idols whose names should never be spoken is the beginning and the end and the cause and the result of every evil. People who worship them lose control of themselves in ecstasy or pass off lies as prophecies. That's why you got all these fake ass prophets, man. All right. It says, or live wickedly, or break their word without hesitation. Where you from? The 14. Okay.
And then it says they tell lies under oath and expect no punishment because the idols they put their trust in are lifeless. But punishment will finally catch up with them for two reasons. First, they were in error about Yahweh when they worshipped idols. And second, they had so little regard for holiness that they made false statements to deceive people. When unrighteous people commit sin, they will be hunted down, not by the power of what thing they swear by, but by the punishment that sinners deserve. Okay? So we see here that the Lord was explaining to us what? That everything that's wicked in this earth came from worshiping all these different deities because it put different vibrations on these people, man. Because it opens you up to the legion of demons. And then you start doing all these that were just mentioned, man. Adultery, disorder, falsehood, harassment on innocent people. You see faithlessness, all that, and continuing on. Okay? Now go ahead, bring out Wisdom of Solomon in GNT in 13th chapter.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon, 13 GNT.
I gotta get some more wood.
All right. It says, anyone who does not know the Most High.
As a matter of fact, what does it say on the top? What is the oh, they didn't do it like mine.
I gotta get. I'm on a different website.
Nah, just put it in like this so it comes up like this. Look, because it explains what it's about to be spoken. Do it like that, and then grab this one right here. Okay, because it tells you. See, it's the title is. It says the foolishness of nature worship. Okay, the foolishness of nature worship, and then when you keep reading, it says the foolishness of idolatry, all the way to the end. There you go. Right there, yep. So it says the foolishness of idolatry. I mean of what?
The foolishness of
nature
worship.
Nature worship. Now the brother about to bring it out.
All right.
Hold on, let me bring this out. Oh, I thought it was a precept. All right, go ahead.
All right, foolishness of nature worship, Wisdom of Solomon 13 in the GNT. All right, anyone who does not know the Most High is simply foolish. Such people look at the good things around them and still fail to see the living power.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if your ass is getting what you want in the society, it's because the Lord is allowing it. And they still gonna go out there and what? They're gonna praise their fucking gods, thinking that their gods gave it to them, not understanding that the Lord made that happen.
What's that? What is it? Ecclesiasticus? Poverty and riches of the Most High.
Yep, that's the 14th chapter, I believe.
All right, it says 14 and 11. Yep. All right, it says they have studied the things He made, but they have not recognized the one who made them.
Woo, you see? And who's the one that made them? Yahweh Shai, man. He allowed these things to be made, man. Okay? Again, everything is a righteous balance. The Lord has good and evil. So he had to make people that worship the Lord and had to have people that were against the Lord. Let me grab this real quick. This is 2 John, I believe it is. Give me 1 second, it's loading up. Let me see where my battery is. Oh no, I can't take my what did I just say I wanted?
2 John.
Oh yeah, 2 John. This is 2 John. Give me 1 second. This is 2 John, no, 1 John 2 and 18. It says, little children, it is the last time as ye have heard that, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Yeah, because the Antichrist is you being contrary to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, if you don't believe in the Lord, well, then you an Antichrist. Because people think that Antichrist is this guy, this red devil that's going to wake up and take over the world. And nah, man. Antichrist is if you don't believe in this truth. So there are many Antichrists. Okay? This is 1 John 2 and 22. And it says, who is a liar But he that denieth that Yahushua is Hamashiach, he is an antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son.
Woo.
All right. 1 John 4:3, and it says that every spirit that confesseth not that Yahushua Hamashiach is come in the flesh is not of Yahweh. And this is that spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon 13:2 in the GNT. It says, instead, they suppose that the gods who rule the world are fire or wind or storm or the circling stars or rushing water or the heavenly bodies.
Well, see, just break that down. You got people that believe into the zodiac signs, stargazing, and psychics and shit.
They believe in like the god of the wind,
Exactly.
the god of the stars,
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
Exactly. The god of the sun. You see, this is the Lord showing you all the different ways that our people be worshiping these false gods. Go ahead.
People were so delighted with the beauty of these things that they thought they must be God. But they should have realized that these things have a master and that he is much greater than all of them.
And who's that? Yahushua, man.
For he is the creator of beauty and he created them.
You see, the Lord created all these deities, man, because he felt that you were going to be a reprobate mind and not fit for his kingdom, man. So he gave you up into strong delusion that you will believe in a lie. Right? Go ahead.
Since people are amazed at the power of these things and how they behave, they ought to learn from them that their maker is far more powerful.
That's why I wanted the GNT, because that shit is just self-explanatory. You ain't even got to even give it to them like that. Go ahead.
They dumb it down. Yeah. All right. When we realize how vast and beautiful the creation is, we are learning about the creator at the same time.
Wow.
It's to show you how powerful he is.
Exactly.
All right. The Lord created this entire universe. Everything we see, everything we feel and touch, and all that, man. Things we don't see. What did the Lord say? What is it in First Corinthians, or is it in Colossians? It's around the 15th, 16th verse. All right. Things invisible and visible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
That's right.
So it says, verse 6. But maybe we are too harsh with these people. After all, they may have really wanted to find the Most High, but couldn't.
Why? Because only the Lord is what converts you. The Lord is what gives you that eye salve, like the brother, when it says in Matthew the 13th chapter, man. All right. He spoke to the disciples in parables. Why? Because it was given unto them to know the mysteries of the kingdom. See, we know the mysteries of the kingdom. Why? Because we're following after the Most High and we believe in his word. We're not believing what they're telling you in the fucking churches. Okay, go ahead.
Surrounded by the Most High's work, they keep on looking at them until they are finally convinced that because the things they see are so beautiful, they must be God. But still, these people really have no excuse. If they had enough intelligence to speculate about the nature of the universe, why did they never find the Lord of all things? Because it even goes back all the way to the ancient world, bro. All the way to the ancient world in Babylon, man. All right? They worship all types of shit, man. All types of shit, but they never came to the realization of the true power, man. All right? Because they didn't anoint their eye with eye salve, man. All right? Most importantly, because they weren't of the elect, because they weren't of the nation of Israel. Right? Because you got all these other nations worshiping all types of shit, all types of deities. Like it tells you, well, I think Psalms the 95th chapter, or somewhere around there, that the gods of the other nations are just idols, man.
That's right. They can't speak. They can't hear.
That's right.
They can't do nothing for you at the end of the day.
Get that? All right. So, want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Verse 10.
That whole thing.
All right. Verse 10. But the most miserable people of all are those who rest their hope on lifeless things.
Mm.
They have those idols have no spirit in them. All right. Who worship things that have been made by a human hand.
Yeah, about me, I was up right stop. Yeah, read that again.
All right. It says, I'll start from the top. But the most miserable people of all are those who rest their hope on lifeless things, who worship things that have been made by human hands.
That's right, and that's why the Lord, most of all, tells you what? That how be it that the Most High don't dwell in temples built with hands. And the Lord don't deal with nothing that's built with hands, man, unless it was sent by him. You're right, through his spirit. Go ahead.
Images of animals artistically made from gold and silver.
What was our people doing when Moses was in the top of Mount Sinai, man? You had our people worshiping a whole fucking golden calf at the bottom. Go ahead.
Made by their earrings.
Oh my God.
They melted.
They were melting all their gold and shit. That's facts. Go ahead.
All right. It says images of animals artistically made from gold and silver, or some useless stone carved by someone years ago. A skilled worker may saw down some suitable tree, carefully strip off the bark, and then with skillful craftsmanship make from it an object that will serve some useful purpose. He will take the leftover pieces and use them as firewood to cook a meal that he can sit down to and enjoy. All right, so yeah, they create these idols, right? And then with the leftover pieces, they cook food with it, man.
Yo, that's bug, bro. Go ahead. I'm gonna throw this on the charge real quick.
All right, he will take leftover pieces and use them as firewood to cook a meal that he can sit down and enjoy, man. Those goes to show you that the idols of these nations are just wood, all right? That these gods of these other nations, they're just idols, man, just wood, stone, man. All right, how the hell you could take if these so-called gods, all right, the idols of these other nations were actual gods, how would it be so that I could take them and then chip them apart, man? Come on, man. The true power, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you can't take them and chip them away, man. Come on, dog. All right. So it says, but among that scrap wood, he may take one piece that isn't good for anything. Maybe it's crooked and full of knots, and carefully carve it in his leisure time, using spare moments to shape it into crude images of a person, or maybe of some worthless animal. He paints it all over with red, covering up every flaw in the work. So if these were actual gods, all right, how would they even have flaws, man?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Go ahead.
All right. So it says, covering up every flaw in the work. Then he prepares a suitable place in the wall for it and fasten it in place with iron and nails. All right. So these actual gods of these other nations, which are idols, how would you be able to take that God and fasten him to a wall and he can't move? Now he can't move, but that's your God. That's the God that you worship. So you telling me you have power over your own God?
Wow.
That you worship? Come on, man. So it says, then he prepares a suitable place in the wall for it and fasten it in place with iron nails. He is careful to keep it from falling.
And it's crazy because that's what our people really be doing, bro. They be having this shit on the wall, everything on a nail. Yo, that shit is bugged, bro.
Because he knows it is only an idol and needs help. It cannot help itself. but he is not ashamed to pray to this lifeless thing about his marriage, his children, and his possessions. So he knows he's an idol, man. But he still prays to it, man. Yo, how bugged out do you have to be, man?
That's how the Lord put you in that strong delusion, bro. This is why you have to have the name of the Lord, because that's the type of shit you'll be doing, man.
All right. It says, but he is not ashamed to pray to this lifeless thing about his marriage, his children, and his possessions. It is weak, but he prays to it for help. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
because at the end of the day, it's not about, healing comes of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
All right, you got what is that? Psalms 103 and I think it's 3 or 104 and 3, where it says that who healeth all thy diseases,
Right.
all right, who keep you healthy, who heal you is the Lord, man. This word is what heals you, all right. But these people think that herbs and graven images, all right, and all that extra. That's why you gotta be careful with people that talk about they what's that word they be using? Holistic.
Oh, holistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of bitches be doing that shit. Talking about they holistic and all that. When you hear that word, you better run. All right? Because I would rather you use herbalist than holistic. All right? Because then that means you believe more in your fucking remedies than Yahweh Bashem and Yahweh Shai.
Because the scriptures say that for medicines are of the earth. And
That's
he
right.
that is wise will not
Abhor it. Abhor it. Yep, that's right. Go ahead.
So it says, it is weak, but he prays to it for health, all right? So if something is weak, how you going to pray to that for health, man, if it can't even heal itself? Come on, man. All right? So it says, it is dead, but he prays to it for life. It has no experience, but he prays to it for health. It cannot walk, but he prays to it for a successful journey. Man. Its hands have no power, but he asks it to help him in business, in making money, and in his work. That's it.
Go to I forgot what chapter it is put in on Google. Put and Elijah said, "Where is your God? Is he sleeping?" KJV, and they'll come up where.
That might be Samuel.
Yeah, I think I forgot exactly where it's at. But that's what it reminded me of when they were saying that they believe that the God is going to help them, and it's not, because at the end of the day, the Lord.
Yeah, because they basically made a bet. They was making a bet.
Yeah, First Kings, that's what it was at.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, that's it right there.
But I'm sorry,
you gotta go up. Go into the chapter. Yeah. You start at like, what was the number it said?
It was 27, but you got it. It's up.
Yeah. Start from.
Yeah, that's a nice story.
Start from right here.
Right.
Yeah, right there,
Yeah.
22.
All right. So it says, 1 Kings 18 and 22. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of Yahweh, but for all prophets are 450 men.
Yeah, and that's how it is today with us. We like the only way. That's why you feel like you're alone in this truth. But everybody else out there worshiping all these wicked ass deities, man. Right?
Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of Yahweh, and the God that answereth by fire, let him be God.
That's right. Hold that thought real quick. Grab get out of there and go to the blue letter and go to I think it's Joshua 24, where it says that we will serve our God, like 24 and 24, somewhere around there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. So it says Joshua 24:23. Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto Yahweh, power of Israel.
I think it's more.
What he said for me in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know it's around here.
As for me and my house, we will serve the true power, it says.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Salaki, brothers. 24. Yeah, that's it right there. 15. Yep.
All right. So it says
Go up, go into it and then go up a little bit.
So it says, all
Yep.
right. Joshua 24 and 14. Now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your father
Salakia, brothers. Esau was pissed off again. He know exactly what's going on, boy. It wasn't even Esau. That was Satan. That was real spiritual counter Satan. All right. But go ahead, continue. All right. So basically, he just read, back in First Kings. All right. So we just read Joshua 24. If y'all missed it, he basically said, if it seems evil unto you to worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, well, go ahead and go worship the gods that you believe in. All right. As for us and me and my house, right, we're going to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's what we do. All right. That's why we are standing up for the gospel, man. For the gospel's sake. All right, we are what? We are defenders of the gospel, man. We're defenders of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Nothing's going to separate us from the love of Hamashiach, like it tells you in Romans 8, man. All right, no tribulation, no principalities. All right, the rulers of darkness, none of that shit is going to be able to separate us from the love of Hamashiach, man. Because once you got the name of the Lord, all right, that's embedded in you, man. All right, so go ahead.
Starting at verse 22 again, 1 Kings 18, all right, it says, then said Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of Yahweh, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of Yahweh, and the Most High that answereth by fire, let him be the Most High.
Right.
Right? And all the people
It's
answered,
funny you said that the fires that are going up. Go ahead.
all right, let him
I
be
did
the
throw
Most
the
High.
wood in there, so you good.
And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your God, but put no fire under. Excuse me. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it and called on the name of Baal from morning.
I shit you not, you can't make this up. That's definitely Satan. Shaitan. All right, let me bring this out. This is Psalms 96 and 5. And it says, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. You see? All right, go ahead, finish that.
All right, so it says,
You were, yeah,
all right, so
go ahead.
all right, so it says, 1 Kings 18 and 25, and Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning, from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made.
Mhm.
And it came to pass at noon that
And this is the best part of it, because this is when Elijah mocked these other gods. This is what the Lord is showing you, man, that these gods are nothing in this society, man. They're nothing but straight idols, man. All right, go ahead.
And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry out loud, for he is a god. Either is he talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey. Peradventure he sleepeth and must be awake. All right. And they cry out loud and cut themselves after the manner.
Yeah, look at the look at the bug shit that they did because their gods didn't work. Started cutting themselves, man. Imagine what these people gonna do in these last days, man, when they realize that Jesus ain't the way. People gonna be jumping off buildings, throwing themselves out of cars. You feel me? Matter of fact, what was funny? Did you ever see that one video with the guy riding the bike with Jesus on the back, a big ass statue? But as he was driving, bro, he ran into a whole car. He ran into a whole car with the whole statue and everything, bro. That shit was funny as hell. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
All right. So it says, and it came to pass. All right. And they cried out loud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. So they prophesied, they sacrificed all day, man, and there was no voice that came.
Matter of fact, if a brother could put it up, Bubba Kashaw, I think it's in Psalms like 115 or 112, where it talks about how the idols are dumb, they can't see and all that. Bubba Kashaw.
115.
I think it's like 112 or 115 in Psalms. All right. Go ahead.
And Elijah said unto the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar for Yahweh that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of Yahweh came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of Yahweh, and he made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time, and they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time, and they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at that time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Here, no, but he's going.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hear me, O Yahweh, hear me, that this people may know that thou art Yahweh power, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of Yahweh fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, Yahweh, he is the Most High. Yahweh, he is the Most High.
That's right. He always gonna be the Most High. Why? Because there's no God beside him, man. All right. As a matter of fact, grab Bell the Dragon.
Right.
All right. Because that's another account showing you that these guys are worthless, man. They're nothing. Okay. See, go to Psalms 115 real quick.
Right.
115 and 112. I think it's in 115 also. Oh, the brother got it. Never mind.
All right.
Never mind. Go to the other one. This is Psalms 115 and 4. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of man's hands. I'm gonna see if you post the rest of it. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is Bell and Dragon, verse 1.
Yeah, you want me to read for a little bit? Or you want to read?
I'll read it.
All right.
All right. Bell and the Dragon, 1 and 1, and King,
I'll
just say it like that. And King Astyages was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. Yeah, this is talking about right after the Babylonian kingdom and the Persian and the Medes.
Yep.
Yeah. because
Daniel Persian.
Daniel lived through a few captivities. He lived through the Babylonian captivity, and he lived through the Persian captivity as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and King Exeges was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine.
This is the bugged out shit. Here you got a bunch of bug outs trying to feed a fucking idol and serve them
Yo,
fucking wine and everything, bro. That shit is bugged,
all right.
bro.
And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own power, and the king said unto him, Why doest not thou worship Bel? Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power, whom has created the heaven and the earth, and has sovereignty over all flesh. Then said the king unto him, Thinkest thou not that Bel is a living God, seeing thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. So the king was wroth and called for his priests and said unto them, If he tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die. And if ye can certify me that Bel devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. For he has spoken blasphemy against Bel. And Daniel said unto the king, Let it be according to thy word. All right. Now the priests of Bel were 70, beside their wives and children, and the king went with Daniel into the temple of Bel. So Bel's priest said, Lo, we go out, ready the wine, and shut the doors fast, and seal it with thy own signet. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Bel has eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. And then little regard it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So when they were gone forth, the king set meat before Bel. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. See, that goes to show you that Daniel was very wise, man.
That's right.
He was super stupid. He was stupid wise, man. When you read the book of Daniel, it says that he had great knowledge over all the kingdom, man.
And why did he have great knowledge?
Because the Most High, man.
Exactly. He had the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He had the true power that was no God beside him.
It said that when you roughly paraphrasing it was Daniel and all his who were his 3 other friends. Abednego.
Yep. Shadrach, Meshach.
All right. They all had the knowledge of the Most High, man. All right. He was able to interpret the king's dreams. All right. So it says, now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all. All right. In the morning betime, the king arose, and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, Yea, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried, with a loud voice, Great art thou, O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, Behold, now the pavement, and mark well whose footsteps are these. And the king said, I see the footsteps of women, men, women, and children. And then the king was angry and took the priests with their wives and children and showed him the privy doors, where they came in and consumed such things as were upon the table. Therefore the king slew them and delivered Bel into Daniel's power and destroyed him and his temple.
You see? So, going to show you that none of these gods exist. You have men, women, and children going up in there eating all the shit. Because it was broke and Sarah wanted some food.
Well, to trick the
To trick, yeah, obviously it is, but I'm saying funny being them niggas was just hungry. They was just hungry and thirsty, you see? Now, let's end it with, matter of fact, let me read what the brother got real quick. He got those scriptures for us. So this is Psalms 115, and I believe it starts from 3, and it says, Their idols are silver and gold, and the work of man's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes they have, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. You see? Ain't none of. And then it says they have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. Ain't none of these damn idols have hope for you, man. All right. What was I gonna end it with? Grab Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. This is the 17th chapter. Yeah, it's the 17th chapter. Yeah, because that was the time. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Yeah, this was when the time of we ain't gonna read it all, but we're gonna start from the top, and it goes into the time of the Egyptians. All right, because at the time of the Egyptians, you had magicians. Oh yeah, all right, they were all the Magi's, all that, man. They were all trying to show off their power. You even had Pharaoh that tried to throw snakes at Moses, and Moses made bigger snakes. All right, which all comes to the power of the Lord. Okay, but
yeah, his serpent ate the other serpent.
But the point of this that I want out of here is that in these last days, the Lord's gonna give vivid, strange apparitions, man. Because you want to play around with magic and shit. You want to play with the art of magic. You want to try to worship these false ass gods. Where the Lord is gonna put them false gods to fucking play, man. And he's gonna bring demons out on you. He's gonna bring monstrous vexation of apparitions, man. You're gonna start seeing things, but they're gonna be on the left hand side of the Lord, man. All right, go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:1. For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from the eternal providence.
Yeah, because that it was here it was when this was happening, ain't nobody was going through this other than them. And they only went through it for one night while the rest of the world was perfectly fine. And it explains that. Go ahead.
For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
You see, they were astonished with strange apparitions. What does the Lord do, man? The Lord has the power of giving you astonishment of the heart, blindness, madness. Literally. That makes you go crazy, man. All right, so these people were going crazy and they started seeing strange apparitions, man, because they started playing with magic. Go ahead.
For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down whew, sounded about them, and sad
Sad
visions
visions.
appeared unto them with heavy countenance.
Uh-huh. And it's crazy because you were starting to see this. Not you saw this not so long ago with the Yo Jabba Jabba.
Right.
You would see people taking, and what they do, they start spinning and looking up in the air like something was attacking them all of a sudden, right? Yeah, because they were seeing strange apparitions, man. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit what nobody says. That was straight strange apparitions that they were seeing. Because every person you see spin around and then they drop, they all looking like they're seeing something trying to chase them, and they're trying to find it, but they can't keep up with it. All right, go ahead.
All right. So it says,
But neither 4.
verse 5.
I mean, yeah, 5.
No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten the horrible night.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself very dreadful.
Yeah, so imagine you have no light, you ain't nothing working out for you, but you see this flame of fire just sitting there in the midst of nowhere. All right, go ahead.
For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
Ooh. Go ahead.
As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting, in their
and then they're vaunting, yeah, you're right.
okay, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
Yeah, confounded. The title of the whole entire lesson, man. All deities are gonna be confounded. All right, go ahead.
For they that promise to drive away terror.
Yeah, because what are these false prophets telling you? All right, they're telling you that these gods could drive away sins and they could heal you and all this extra shit, but it's all a lie, man. And what does it say?
For they that promise to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at.
Yeah, see, they was shitting on themselves, man. And what did the Lord say? I will laugh at your calamity in that day, man. The Lord is up in the heavens laughing at their ass because the Lord is the one that's in control doing all that. Okay, go ahead.
For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed away and hissing of serpents.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You wanna worship animal idols and shit. The Lord gonna bring them to life. He's gonna bring them animals to life. Unknown creatures.
He's gonna bug you the hell out.
Bug you out, man. Fuck around. You want to worship a whole a brazen bull, and then you're gonna see a whole bull for real running after your ass.
And then it's gonna come after you and kill you.
Exactly. Bugged out. Go ahead.
All right. They died for fear, denying that they saw
the
air which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous.
Yeah, go ahead.
Timorous, and being pressed with conscience, always forecasting grievous things.
Go ahead.
All right. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of
the succurs.
Yeah. But a betraying of the succurs which reason offereth.
Yeah, so it's telling you what fear is really about, because what did the Lord tell us? Not to fear, man. He gave us he didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind.
Right.
So fear is just nothing else but the betraying of the succurs, meaning the betraying of your mind. Because it starts in your mind, fear. So when you put the fear in your mind, it grows. And if you don't have protection of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord is gonna make that even worse upon you, man. To the point where, what did it say? It said people were dying of fear, man. Right. Men's hearts failing them of fear. Yeah. Okay, for the things that came upon the earth. Exactly.
Yeah. Imagine when they see Leviathan.
Oh man, they're not even gonna be able to. They don't even know to handle a movie. And you're gonna see some reality, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's where they get the idea of Godzilla from, man.
All right. Well, go ahead.
It says, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth,
Mm-hmm.
and the expectation from within being less counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment.
Go ahead.
All right. But they sleeping, but they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottom of inevitable hell.
Yeah, because them niggas was trying to go to sleep and couldn't even sleep, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They if they tried to go to sleep, the Lord will punish them and mess with their mind, and it will still be fearful. Okay? Then them staying up wasn't working for them neither. So imagine that, bro.
They just bug,
bro. The Lord could bug you out where he make your ass not sleep for fucking 2 months straight. And you trying to sleep and you can't. You see? These are the things that can happen, man. Go ahead.
It says, were partly vexed in monstrous apparitions.
Mm-hmm.
Monstrous apparitions.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that one video? I gotta send it to you. With the lightning bolt, and there was like a demon in the back that threw the lightning bolt, bro. Oh man, I seen that shit. I was like, bro, the Lord not playing. He's showing you strange apparitions already, man. Okay, go ahead.
Were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them for a
sudden fear.
Yeah, sudden fear.
That's why I be hating the old English. Sometimes it throw you off.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
For a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them.
Mm-hmm.
So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept shut up in a prison without iron bars. For whether he were husbandman or shepherd or a laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which could not be avoided.
It can't be avoided, boy.
For they were all bound with one chain of darkness.
Wow. This is why the Lord said what? All right, in Hebrews 10 and 31, man. The fear of the Lord. Okay, well, how's it go?
The fear of the Lord beginning.
Yeah, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So it says, whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise, all right, of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains. These things made them a
swoon for fear. No matter what it was, even if they heard a little grasshopper, they heard the whistling of the wind, they was bugged out. Why? Because that night the Lord showed them the true power, man, and showed them that there is no other God beside him, man.
Right.
The Lord is in control of all things, man. The Lord is Alisadra, man. Terrible demon-like power, bro. He could put demon means intelligence, man. So all he got to do is use his intelligence on you and have you bug the hell out. All right? How much we got left? Oh, yeah. Read
all right. So it says, for the whole world shined with clear light, and none were hindered in their labor. Over them only was spread a heavy night, an image of that darkness which should afterwards receive them, but yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness.
You see? And this is why you got to fear the Lord and stop worshiping these other idols, man, because this is what's going to come upon those that worship them idols, man. Strange apparitions have you bugged out. Okay? So let me bring this one out again because that's the spirit. We brought it up, but we'll bring it out again. All right. This is Judges 10 and 14. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation, man. And worshiping all these different deities, man. When the time comes of destruction, the Lord's gonna literally make you call upon them, and He's gonna show you that they never existed, man. That they were just straight idols that were idle. Okay. As a matter of fact, grab that in Second Ezra's 16, where it says idols offered onto idols, something like that. No, go down 16. The 16th chapter, yeah, it's like around here. There you go.
Verse 68.
68.
All right. Second Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Yeah, and this is why you got to fear the Lord, because you don't want the Lord to put you in that predicament, man, where He allows the enemy to rule over you and make you sacrifice yourself onto idols, man. Okay, literally. But yeah, that's the point right there. Yep, that's the point. All right, so hey, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. The water brothers for tuning in, the water for the scriptures. All right, so with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyam La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Rakatah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. Next one, Shalom, who's fighting the good fight of faith and doing as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, brother Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.